What up, everybody? Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. As always, I am Laurence Cartier, and today we're going to speak in low tones because yesterday was our own Zach Ralph's birthday, and he may have had a beverage or two. And
I had beverages in pairs, let alone beverage.
Boy, howdy. Zach, how are you feeling right now?
That
is just his reaction to when he has to do brunch with me. It's just him reaching for a drink.
You know what this is? I spotted this at our liquor store, the SAQ, we call it in Quebec, and it's Bailey's, as you might imagine, but it's also Bailey's s'mores. It's quite tasty.
I'd be down to try that. And of course, we are joined by Big Bad Boris as well. Boris, how you doing?
Zach, how's your hangover?
So glad I'm not wearing my headphones this morning.
Yeah.
Boris,
good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good.
It's good to be here as always.
How was everyone's holiday?
Good. Very good. Very good.
What'd you do, Boris?
Just spent time with the family, some good food, and yeah.
Zach, how was Christmas with the kids?
Oh boy. Well, again, anyone who's tuning in has noticed that I'm not streaming from my usual location because my desk is a Christmas little workshop right now, covered in toys and broken objects that I will need to clean before I ever get my desk back. So, yeah. Thank you, Sandy. They're actually my wife's shades because I couldn't find mine.
They do look good.
Thank
I'm
you.
also pretty sure you're a cop at this point. Like, would anyone here be interested in cocaine by any chance?
All Zach's are B words.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good beverage.
But yes, as for me, I spent Christmas with my family. Had a great time. My mom makes entirely too much. Like, it's very stereotypical old Italian lady. There was like, I just showed a picture of the desserts, and there was a like 3 layers of fudge, a full like table, like a full plate of cookies that she made, 2 separate pies. There were 6 of us. There were only 6. And that was just the desserts. Like, she made an amazing salmon dish, a like what's like a pork Wellington sort of deal with like on the like pork loin, there's like prosciutto and like Dijon mustard and like spices and stuff. It's really good. It's like one of my favorite things on earth.
Damn, that sounds good.
And like passatelli soup, which is an Italian thing from like northern Italy, which I love. It's my favorite kind of soup.
So are you like French Italian?
I'm like Trinidadian Italian. So my dad's from Trinidad. My mom's family is from Italy. Like my grandparents were like, immigrated from Italy.
Okay. Is that a no-name cup?
It is. It is a cup. I'm going to flip this way. There it is. Cup for sipping.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Having my iced coffee out of it. Yeah, and it's where we're trapped right now in the weird no man's land of the few days before Christmas, a few days after Christmas, and a few days before New Year's. Like, we've got the end of the year coming up. We're wrapping everything up here. We've got an exciting 2025 here at Love Wrestling. Sandy, I know what you're being in -4. It's been like the last 2 days, -10. That's the towel I got him.
Is that a no-name beach towel? That's amazing.
Yeah, I got him and JPJ a towel because they didn't have they didn't think to pack towels with them to Toronto when they took showers.
I thought the Airbnb would provide a towel. I didn't think that was absurd.
I always bring one just in case.
Provide furniture, so what?
And I was and I was very nice and went out and bought them each one.
You were. That was very kind. I still value it.
All right.
I'm gonna wear it.
But yes. Did you guys watch World's End last night?
I'm about halfway through it. I'm on Mercedes Moné and Christelle on it right now. Interesting show so far. Good matches. I have notes, but I don't know if anybody cares.
No, go ahead.
First match, fantastic. Kyle Fletcher, I'm a big fan of. But I know a couple of times spots are coming so fast that they're in replay and they've got to cut out of replay.
Yeah.
Because they're going to another spot. So kind of, slow your stuff down.
Well, I think that's also like a production thing that they need to inform them that they're in replay. Like other companies tell you and let you know to plan your spots. Like after, like also wrestlers should know that like big high spot, take a second. Like that's what WWE does very, very well, is they let stuff breathe after a big high spot because they know they're going to replay. Yeah, I noticed that too. I had literally the same comment on that match, that they were doing things and then back into another high spot. We're like, oh man, we're missing something super cool.
And if Will Ospreay is going to bleed to death in the first match, then there's no need for any blood in that MJF and Adam Cole match. I thought that was unnecessary and it added nothing. I like the match, don't get me wrong, but I thought that was kind of unnecessary. But no, I've really enjoyed what I've seen. I'm on the Kyle Fletcher train big time. That guy's a star. Nice Haas fight with Powerhouse Hobbs, and yeah, so far so good.
Zach?
Yeah, I just got to jump in about Kyle Fletcher. I don't know what magic potion he drank, but when you talk about glow up this year, I don't think anyone has improved more than Kyle Fletcher. He's been fantastic. He always brought the goods to the ring, don't get me wrong. But now I can tell you who he is without talking about his moveset, and that's the highest praise I can give a wrestler. He is outstanding. He's carrying himself pardon me, he's carrying himself with so much swagger. He's oozing charisma, and I did not expect from him. Wonderful, wonderful Kyle Fletcher. Is like 2025. I can't wait to see what he's going to do next.
I think that's always been there. It's just one of those guys who got the ball, and he's one of the guys where you get the ball and you either run with it or you sink. And he's taking that ball and he's running and running and running.
Has he ever?
That first match, like I was like that was a like very good use of like a blood, like a Kenny, like Will Ospreay was just bleeding like crazy, like sold the intensity of that match, and that they're doing a great job of building that rivalry between the two of them. I actually I've been one right behind me. Haha. Look at that.
Oh, I got one of those. Where's that? I have it in the shelf somewhere. Our wine tumblers.
Yeah. You won't catch me slipping. But yes, I really, really enjoyed that opening match. Like I was glued to it. They're setting up that rivalry between Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay so well. Like Will Ospreay walking off, pointing 1-on-1, and they're gonna have that third one coming up soon. Like truly, and like honestly, it's exactly what you want from like when you have a tournament and you're doing 2 matches in one night. Like you need one of those competitors to show the effects of the first match. And like the fact he decided not to wipe off the blood very much from his first match and just come out still showing every single effect of that first match was crazy.
That's an old deathmatch tournament trick.
Yeah.
Clean up and then you come out looking all haggard and beat up.
And the effect works. I didn't watch the pay-per-view. I did watch some of Zero Hour. Yeah. I want to shout out Jeff Jarrett and QT Marshall, man, because like again, on an AEW pay-per-view, you're going to get like a high work rate card. The matches are going to look fantastic. Are going to be at an incredible speed, and the athletes are showing off just how athletic they are. QT and Double J, they brought it back down to brass tacks. It was a nice slow match, and you don't see a lot of that on AEW. And so, like for that very reason, again, I haven't seen the rest of the pay-per-view. I've seen clips and such, but like I have to imagine Jeff Jarrett and QT Marshall stand out by bringing something different to the table, and good on them.
Yeah, like QT.
Jeff Jarrett making an announcement on Wednesday about his future, so I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
And
he's going to be defending the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Championship. Weekly in death matches.
Okay. But yeah, QT Marshall has been killing these pre-shows the last few times. Like, absolutely, just doing a great job putting them on his back. Like, he does exactly what you need him to do. They're really fun matches that like does like he does a lot with the spot he's given, I feel, and like isn't selfish as giving to the other wrestlers there. And I really enjoyed that match with him and Jeff Jarrett. But also, you mentioned corporate sponsorship, and I tweeted about it. Wanted to talk about great corporate sponsorship and like great use. The Pop-Tart Bowl from the college football yesterday. Let me explain the like. I don't think a company has ever like a lot of like if you both in United States college football, like companies just slap their name on it, spend like a few $1 million to get their name on the bowl. There's like 100 bowl games. Like this is one of the bigger ones because like it's a playoff game as well too this year. But a lot of them like don't care. The Pop-Tart Bowl, they've done it. This is the second year they've done it. Not only do they have like different color mascot, the different flavored mascots there. Like some of them are like toying with the refs. Like they also like colored the sidelines with sprinkles, which is really cool. But there is a vote to see at the end of the game which mascot gets put into a giant toaster and eaten. And they like literally one of the reporters asked the thing like about last year's who came back from the dead. They brought back the one that was cannibalized last year, and they changed his mascot outfit to look like it was completely eaten like it was last year. He came back from the dead. This is a college football game, but they asked their mascots, is it? Do you feel bad that your friend was eaten last year? To which apparently the mascot answered, "No, it's his dream."
When I saw it on social media, it reminded me of the great WrestleMania Cinnamon Toast Crunch incident. I watched that WrestleMania, and I had some milligrams of substances, and I was feeling good, and I was like, "Is that a freaking giant Cinnamon Toast Crunch sponsoring?" A father beating up his son. I was so high, I had to ask my lady, like, you see that guy too, right? And she's like, no, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, don't gaslight me. You see the giant Cinnamon Toast Crunch too. But yeah, I saw it on social media, and I thought that was that's what it reminded me of. But you know what? Let's have fun in corporate sponsorship. S'mores Cinnamon Toast Crunch are number one. Or sorry, S'mores Pop-Tarts are the number one Pop-Tart. No questions asked, just hands down, that's what it is.
But on top of that, their trophy, they literally updated the trophy this year. It also has a built-in working toaster. You can toast Pop-Tarts out of the championship trophy. Like, that's how you do corporate sponsorships. And literally the Pop-Tart was going into the toaster with a sign that said "Follow your dreams," and then the pro wrestling of it sold getting toasted, because you second the light of the toaster, when he gets almost all the way in, and you see the light of the elements inside, the orange light hit him. He starts selling that he's being toasted as his head is going in. That brother is a worker, and that's how. And then the championship team gets to eat him.
Just for the record, all this talk of sponsorship, as much as we're enjoying it, we just want to clarify that this is a non-sponsored shout out here on the Brunch Gimmick. There you go, Spencer. We got to use the graphic.
Yay. That was a fun graphic.
That is what you're I don't know if you can see that, but yes, it's a football and you can put the Pop-Tarts in the football. That is tremendous. And I have no notes.
Absolutely.
Also, the Pop-Tarts that didn't win because the fans vote on which one gets toasted. The ones that didn't saluted him when he came out of the toaster. Darkly beautiful. But yes, professional wrestling. I did enjoy the card last night. I watched the whole thing this morning. Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander, just amazing chemistry. This is second, absolutely great match. They gave him enough time. They gave him, I think, 24 minutes, somewhere around there.
Oh, really? I'm right in the middle of that one. So
very, very good match. I really enjoyed that one. They clearly got some people scrutinized it. They got a little tired at the end, but of course they've been wrestling for that long, and they show it's part of selling the effects too. There we go.
All right, I'll stop with the Pop-Tart stuff now.
No, by all means.
Yeah. That was another highlight match. I felt like the main event was exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I think it did. It needed to be that, because they weren't going to compete with those two Ospreay matches, Ospreay Okada right before. The finish to Ospreay Okada is very good. To do that at the end of your match, at this end of your second match of the night, and they just go for a full sprint at the end. It's an insane full sprint of counters. And them taking each other's finishers, it's insane. At the speed they go to in their second match, at the very end of their second match, they're two of the best in the world for a reason. That was one of the goddamn, those two are so good. It is a tagline for the company, but it is true. It's where some of the best wrestled. They went at it and proved it. God, we're I'm so lucky to be watching these two on TV right now. Okada's one that. Okada's a perfect prince. I just love him so much, and him slapping the back of Ricochet's head was perfect.
Got a pop like crazy.
Yeah,
and he, after his first match, he cut a little promo in the back, and just enough to get the pop and not overdo it with the broken English. I loved it. Yeah, really good.
Okada in AEW has been a lot of fun, and I think he's a bit like he's getting regularly featured, but I don't know if he's getting enough flowers that he should. Because like man, every time he's on, it's he's magnetic. You just can't take your eyes off of him. He's wonderful.
I wonder what a WWE run for him would have looked like compared to the run he's having now in AEW.
I mean, you know, they don't have a great history with Japanese stars, and it's easy to kind of like harken back to even like a current star like Nakamura, who is gotten interesting again with this new character. I haven't seen too much of it, but like I'm intrigued at the very least. But you know, I don't like to say it, but he's kind of a shell of his former self, like not the same Nakamura. That at least, and again, I'm not very familiar with his New Japan run, but when he came in to NXT, it was like, man, like he just lit the show on fire.
Yeah, that first match he had with Sami Zayn, and the whole like the first time we heard that theme song and that entrance, that was special. You all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it without the glasses because like I can barely see the screen. I'm gonna turn down the brightness though. That's better.
But also, spoiler to anyone, that we got the show finished with the return of Edge and FTR to face off against Moxley and the Death Riders, which I think they're telegraphing. Like, part of me is like, Edge is going to win the title, and then Christian's going to cash in on Edge. I feel there's a high probability of that happening because they also teased Christian cashing in during the match. He was watching from the box with the family.
With Nick Wayne's mom.
We got
to run in, and the continuation of the never-ending retirement tour. It will never end. Here's Kimmy Sokol. 16 years down the line, we'll still be here. This is my last show, guys, for reals.
You know when it's ending? It's ending Tuesday on Firmly WWE.
This is
on
true.
This channel.
I don't buy it.
It's so appreciated that you're spending so much of your retirement tour with us. Thank you so much, Kimmy.
At least I have my shirt on this time.
This is true.
Yeah,
the last time Boris and I were on a pod, he did not.
you guys caught me at a bad time. I was trying to get all
like you didn't call in.
Fresh.
Like we just have
bro.
I don't know what happened.
Boris shower cam on it 24/7. And we're like, let's turn it on right now to get the views.
Listen, some of y'all are playing checkers and some of us are playing chess. That's all I gotta say.
She never left. She's just been in her room the whole time. Kimmy, how are you doing? Did you enjoy World's End?
I thought it was okay. I thought this was a show where a lot of matches went a little bit too long. Like the Takeshita Hobbs match was never going to end. I was like, can we get to the we know Takeshi's gonna win. Can we just get there a little quicker? I thought Okada Ricochet wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be either. I thought that one went a little too long as well. But the main event was like so short, and I was like, how does this even out?
Yeah, like the main event caught me off guard how short it was. Like I felt the other matches went longer than I think, like, so they cut time out of there. But you were almost, I'll give you credit, you were almost dead on. I made sure to check the Statlander Mercedes match was 24 minutes.
I was off by, I think it was like 24:30. I was off by 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Come on, Mercedes. You couldn't like stall for 30 more seconds.
Yeah. She did it to spite you, Kimmy. She heard you.
She definitely did. She has no idea who
Retirement
I am.
tour my ass.
Yeah.
Pardon me 1 second.
How long did that main event go? I haven't got there yet.
I think it's 12. I think 12 to 14. I think
really?
I saw somebody say.
Okay, that's because I think the show was under the 4 hours. I think it was like 3 hours and 48-ish minutes. So they did still have kind of 12 minutes to play with. If I'm thinking
the main event was 17 minutes flat.
Yeah, like you could tell it was going to be quick when they like immediately went to the Death Riders showing up. Like within like the first couple minutes of the match. Like they don't come out with Moxley, but like within like the first 2-3 minutes, they interfere immediately.
the Takeshita Hobbs match was 30 seconds less than the main event.
See, I liked it though. I enjoyed the Haas fight. I mean, we all knew Takeshita was going to win, but I didn't mind seeing where that took us.
I don't know what it's gonna lead to. You know, like what's Hobbs
Sometimes-
gonna do?
Sometimes things don't have to lead anywhere. Sometimes it's the friends we made along the way, right, Lawrence?
Yeah.
And our no-name towels and our
Did Hobbs
hangovers.
make any friends along the way?
No.
I think Hobbs
He's-
lost friends along the way.
Yeah. Him and
Character.
Wardlow just bounce around, big dudes who bounce around between friends forever.
Fair.
Cycling back to that main event thing, like,
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Moxley. I'm a huge fan of Adam Copeland. But like with Mox's current, modus operandi, like, he's trying to fight for the soul of AEW. It feels a little strange. We're heading into a chapter where he's doing that, but we're kind of talking about two WWE guys. And I'm not saying that like I think of them as that, but he almost I feel like Moxley's character or his motives right now call for like AEW originals, for lack of a better term. That's just my 2 cents on that.
I thought Darby was going to be the one to take the title off him. Time will tell on that one, and we still haven't seen Shane McMahon yet, so
And let's keep it that way.
Well, Darby's training to climb Mount Everest. If nothing
again?
bad happens to him.
I
between
hate
now
this
and
so
then.
much. It's such a bad idea. On like a real level outside of Darby, people shouldn't climb Mount Everest. It's a bad idea. It's a giant graveyard. It's a terrifying place. It's like it became very touristy to do, obviously, which is bad for the environment. 2, like it's still incredibly hard to do. And Darby Allin's track record, I'm like, this man is going to die on that mountain. Like, it is terrifying. It's a bad.
Do you
like
think that's the thing that's going to take him out, though?
Yeah.
Tell myself off.
Listen, if Ethan Page's shovel didn't take Darby out, the goddamn Mount Everest ain't going to do it either. It's a very on-brand thing for him to do, though. So you know what? Go nuts.
Yeah. Like, best of luck to him, but God,
I can't climb out of bed, so I'm not one to talk about anybody climbing a damn mountain.
But yes, that worries me incredibly. Like, it's been like every time he talks about it, I'm like, he's really going to do this. I really hope like his injury was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this was God interfering to make sure I don't climb Mount Everest.
In fact, he's going to
to
climb Mount Everest, and then he's going to skateboard back down. So it'll only take him half the time to get back down. He'll be back on TV before we know it.
And if he isn't,
he'll be back
by
for Double or Nothing to win the title from Moxley.
Do you think Edge is going to take the title off Moxley?
No.
I hope not.
Like, I felt that they potentially, like when the show finished, like they could be teasing, like I just said, Edge beating Moxley and then Christian cashing in on Edge.
See, my thing is, Adam technically needs to go back after his TNT title he never lost, right? So what gives him the right to kind of be like, you know what, screw the TNT title. I want the world title instead. So for that reason, I don't think he would do that. I think Christian's going to cash in successfully, though. Whenever he does cash in, I think he's going to be successful.
I think he kind of has to at this point.
Yeah.
Could see a scenario where like Edge is about to win the championship, maybe, and maybe there's a cash-in attempt, and like Christian and Edge or Copeland and Christian, they like neutralize each other, and like it spoils the briefcase, it spoils Copeland's chance at the championship. That's one scenario I could see playing out.
I
Or
was
he
upset they
cashes
didn't
in for the TBS title.
No.
Oh,
No.
Hey, I would love
Luchasaurus wins it, then he catches in on Luchasaurus again.
Forever Austin Theory winning the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That's why I don't book.
I was upset they didn't wait for Adam's return on Wednesday because it was in his hometown. I thought it made so much sense to do it Wednesday, and they're like, "Ha, psych! You're getting Kenny Omega and Adam Copeland at the same night." And I was like, "Damn, thanks, Tony Khan."
They're in Toronto.
No, but they're
North
in Asheville, North
Carolina.
Carolina. That's where he lives now.
Yeah,
Right,
with
right.
FTR. That's why they're
And
Yeah,
there.
you had made that prediction with Pluggo and JPJ and everyone on stream, had you not?
I did, and I was wrong. See, if I was Scoots McGee, I
Yes.
would have known.
So you're just.
I think it was absolutely a worthwhile scenario, very possible scenario. It was a good call, but Tony Khan had other plans.
I
He
think they
definitely
just.
saw our podcast and changed
Yeah.
it.
I think he just wanted the pop at the end of the night. At the end of he needed something to put a button on it because it was sort of like a dead finish with Moxley winning.
Shane McMahon.
No,
Oh my
not
god!
Shane McMahon.
These
Not
fight my
Unbeaten.
dad tour.
I'll take Ed McMahon at this point. I don't give a shit.
On the mother of all simulcasts, Shane McMahon, Wednesday.
Yeah, what is that all about? Like they're simulcasting on HBO Max, and all of a sudden it's like they reinvented the internet. Like,
Yes, it's a very
don't
big
know.
deal.
it's
Yeah.
like the greatest Royal Rumble ever, branding out of control, ultimate thrill ride, greatest wrestling match ever, horror show at Extreme Rules. Shoot me in the face and call it a day.
Tony
Although-
Khan.
I'm getting back in the shower.
Tony Khan reinvented the wheel, obviously. The first person to ever do this. They're definitely, they're doing it before Netflix and Raw. So
Yeah.
he reinvented the wheel.
Shane McMahon that did the mother of all simulcasts
Yes.
in 2000, whatever year that was, one, I think. And he'll do it again on Wednesday night on Dynamite.
But also, Goose mentioned last night. I just need to clarify that for Canadians, it will not be on the Crave Max because that Crave Max thing is just like a part of Max. It's not the entire actual thing. It's just like a selection of Max shows. It's still on TSN. It's still very much on the. It's incredibly stupid, Kenny. I already pay for TSN, and they have a second paid thing for TSN Plus for I only get Wednesday, but for Saturday you have to pay TSN extra.
But not for
Why?
long. Not for long, sir, because that is changing. Because Discovery Channel Canada, which is owned by Bell Media, who owns TSN, has to rebrand because of some sort of legal thing with Discovery Channel in the States. So Discovery Channel Canada is rebranding as USA Network Canada, ironically enough, and they are going to be showing Collision on Saturday nights. I'm not sure
They
when
talked
that
about this on the
starts,
media call.
but we will be getting Collision out of behind a paywall coming up shortly on USA Network Canada, which is just makes me laugh. I don't know when that starts, but yeah. And TNA coming to Sportsnet, which is where WWE was. So we're just taking all of our TV cards, throwing them in the air, and see where they land.
Is TNA going to survive with all the
IWTV
talent
is
they're
your
losing?
home for Love Pro Wrestling on the last Friday of every month. You can catch us. We're not going anywhere, kids.
As Zach
Where'd
leaves, literally,
where'd he
we're not going
go?
anywhere.
Zach
It
doesn't
was
like
you,
it.
Kimmy. It was 100% you. You can internalize this.
Is it because I said that TNA wasn't going to survive with all the talent they're losing? Because I would leave too, to be
Yeah.
honest.
No, that Joel seems pretty steadfast that they'll be fine, but they are losing a lot of talent.
Like that, though.
Yeah.
Except for Ring of
TNA
Honor.
If TNA haven't gone under by now, then I don't think this is going to be the thing that does it.
Yeah,
Accurate. Well,
They
Tessa
have survived
Blanchard.
so much. Oh,
Yeah, that's a bad look, but that's a whole other conversation. for another day.
He
somebody
lost
hit
Tower.
Zach's
In all fairness, in Quebec there is a freezing rain, which has a history of fucking up the power lines.
It
Real
is
bad.
60 degrees in New York. It's hot outside.
Can you Canadian
It's-
that for me?
Hold on.
It's like also it's like
I'm too lazy.
it's crazy.
do
I went to
math.
grab groceries this morning. The fog, I couldn't see 30 feet in front of me.
It's 15 degrees Celsius here.
Oh, that's
That's
beautiful.
incredibly- That's,
know.
that's
I'm taking my shirt off again. Maybe I
Yeah,
should be the
fair.
one that retires, not you.
You sure? I mean, you're doing
Yeah.
so well, Boris.
Am I really?
I mean, you're the only person I've ever met to go on a podcast in the shower. That's never
which was
happened to
a
me.
dangerous game. Both
No,
that phone-
I had a pair of like, just to pull the curtain back, I had a pair of boxers on just in case I like dropped my phone or something. I was like, okay, we need a contingency plan here. I just thought it would be something kind of silly and fun to do, and I had to shower anyway, so whatever. People talk about it, they'll remember. They'll be like, hey, that's the fat, pasty white guy.
But
That
the
was
Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw. There you go, TNA. That'll fix your problems too. It would help. It would definitely help you.
I'm in full support of the Goose spreading his wings and flying wherever he wants to. Quality individual.
But yes, TNA definitely has it's definitely a rebuild year for they're still doing great. They're still doing still conducting me like Geppetto over here. Remember to broach the time. You gotta put that in the private chat. But
what
yes,
topic are we broaching?
We're actually switching up and we're doing our the favorite matches we attended. We have pictures and stuff.
Oh.
I didn't get to a lot of shows this year that I didn't work. Like, LPW. I went to a handful of shows, like smaller indie shows here in the city, and the AEW Dynamite taping that happened in the spring. But yeah, I didn't get to a lot of shows that weren't LPW shows.
So
I went to too many.
I also went to too many.
Like, we also don't get a lot of fancy stuff here like you guys do.
Well, some of them I had to travel for. Like a lot of these I had to travel for, actually. There was only like a couple in Montreal this year. That wasn't like I've got the video here. I'll play this one first. Which one is this? Yes, this one.
Fuck you, get the fuck up! Get the fuck up! Come on! Break out! Yeah!
I got it.
Come on! You have to jump! You gotta fight for it! Oh shit! Yeah! Come on! Let's go! You're only pissing her off!
Personal commentary at the end. But yes, that was a very, very good match. Let me see what pictures I had to throw up on here. This was from Zach is back. Let's add Zach to the
Welcome back.
The power.
Yeah, I was telling you that there's freezing rain, which is
Yeah,
like my Alexa keeps,
rain.
yeah, that's like it just a lot of the infrastructure in Montreal has to be is like still from the 1970s, and our power lines are still like, especially with the weather we have. Like I legitimately, I work at a grocery store, and a couple years ago there was a bad like freezing rainstorm that took out the power to my store for like 2 days, and we legitimately had to throw out all our refrigerated, because we could, like every other store, used like the extra refrigerated trucks and the extra backup generators. So we didn't have one, so we had to throw all our refrigerated and frozen stuff out.
But you can get a hell of a smoked meat sandwich.
The power lines are outside, and when there's freezing rain, it weighs down on the cords and takes out the power very easily. Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, whenever I hear freezing rain warning, I'm like, there's a good chance we lose power for a bit.
I am very envious that you were able to attend Seasons meetings. I had a Christmas thing, which again I had a wonderful time and whatnot, but I really wanted to see Kristara versus Masha. Like that wow.
Yeah, it's worth going back on, for everyone who didn't say, worth going back on Fight. That whole card was fun, but that main event was like, especially for me, I had to go back because they fought all around that arena. Like they legitimately all around MTELUS. It was a lot of fun. But also, like, I was just trying to picture, when I was in Toronto doing media for SummerSlam, when we were all three, me, you, JPJ, were together for SummerSlam. It was Money in the Bank. Money.
Oh, yeah.
I literally have it behind the briefcase behind me. But yes, Money in the Bank.
Great Balls of Fire. No,
It's been a while since
Yeah.
that one. Notice how
Yeah.
there's only been one.
Yeah.
December to dismember.
The one I,
It was
the one
alive
I,
for the prime of that show.
Is that
the
good?
show I really liked this year attending was Slammiversary. Like, I'm not a TNA guy, but when they came to Montreal, I'm absolutely going to go to see TNA. Like, again, the two matches that really like stood out, I was just like edge of my seat were, of course, like Speedball.
I was going to say
versus,
Speedball had a killer. I don't remember who it was against, but yeah.
Mustafa.
Mustafa. Yeah. Mustafa Ali.
Right.
Yeah, just absolute banger match, which also featured the Prime Minister of Canada acting as Mustafa's security. Matt Viviani, big shout out. But like the one that surprised me, again, it's tale of two matches. You know you're going to get a great match with Mustafa and Speedball. But the one that surprised me was PCO versus AJ Francis. Oh my goodness, that was probably the most fun I had like enjoying a wrestling match in a very long time.
I'm a big AJ Francis guy, actually. And of course, PCO going to be over like crazy in French Canada, but I'm a big AJ Francis guy. I enjoy, he knows his lane and how to do AJ Francis things, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But
AJ was backstage last night at World End.
I think Baron.
so he decided. He put up a poll deciding which show he wanted to go to. He's like, should I? Because he put up a poll because like WWE was also doing a show in Orlando, and he's like, which one do I go to? Because I'm a free agent in 3 days.
Yeah, I believe it was Fightful that reported that
Yes.
Yeah, Top Dollar and Baron Corbin were backstage.
I was shocked by Baron. I was like, oh, hello, dude. He's got another month, though.
But I'd also just watch a barbecue channel with Baron Corbin. He's a very good cook.
He is a large reason I am no longer vegetarian, because his cooking videos, man, always look amazing.
I need something dead on my plate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I fell off the wagon.
I need something that had parents. I'm from Alberta. What do you want?
I've never been to Canada.
Alberta's like sort of like Texas. It is the conservative heart of Canada.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's yeah.
Yeah.
I love my hometown of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Don't get me wrong, but we are the butthole of this country, and I shouldn't say that. Let's not get political, kids.
Quebec is a wild card, I would say.
Great smart meat, though.
Yeah, in the sense that we don't want to be there anymore or ever. And at any point, we might leave.
When we're the first state, then all this shit will all get cleaned up.
Again, we're definitely gonna leave if that happens. Like it'll be the one thing that will make me a full sovereignist. But yes.
Wait, what did I miss? I look at my phone for 10 seconds and they're coming back and we're talking about sovereignty.
Well, so I've never been to Canada, so he was explaining how bad Alberta is, apparently.
Yeah. The tenuous political situation in Canada right now.
Anyway, what's the best show you've been to this year, Zach?
I already said Slammiversary.
Kimmy, what shows have you been to this year that like stand out?
Oh, here comes the name dropping. I better put my gloves on.
Revolution 2024 is probably my favorite show I've been to. Not just because I got to sit in a private suite for part of it, but that was hilarious.
And everyone waiting on me. Excuse me. I'm Kimmy Sokol. Please hold the applause. Hold the applause.
Rub elbows with the unwashed masses of humanity.
I'm sorry. Hello? Daniel Garcia, how are you, sir? Yeah, we can hang out.
Common wrestling fans
I'm Kimmy
away
Sokol. I don't
from
have time for you, Daniel Garcia. Win another title and we'll talk.
Okay,
don't you know who I am?
I say that I said that at the Hammerstein Ballroom actually because the security guard wanted me to wait on a line, and I was like,
like a poor.
I was like, I don't wait on line. Literally, I'm like, I don't wait on line, so I made my own line, and I was the first one in the building.
And I got my own velvet rope that I carry with me to hold people back.
I made a media line. You're welcome. But yes, being there for Sting's last match was really cool. I've been able to work with him a couple times. I'm not trying to name drop him, but I'm just saying, like, to be there for his last match. I know, I'm sorry. My boss was in the building, so we got to spend like time together, and it was just it was the most electric I think I've ever been in a building for an AEW pay-per-view. Like, the crowd was electric from the start to the end. Seeing his sons get involved in the entrance, Darby almost dying through the glass spot. Holy shit. So yes, I would say Revolution 2024, and I would also say SummerSlam because I met Stephanie McMahon. I got to sit on the floor, but it was a pretty good show. Like, not gonna lie, like it was pretty solid. I thought SummerSlam was kind of better than Mania. Not gonna lie.
Like, as for me, like I think Zach mentioned a little bit the entire weekend at Money in the Bank. Like, especially that Sunday with me, JPJ, I showed a picture of it earlier. We went to an independent show right before we went to NXT, which at the Blood Brothers Brewing, I think is the name of the company. But literally it was the same spot that Zoe Sager got the WWE ID. It was the same promotion where they announced it. Great show from top to bottom. Like, super fun, that independent show. And the NXT card that night was one of the best NXT cards of the year. Like, the tag match with Chase U and thing was absolutely crazy. Like, seeing Obafemi for the first time in person was a lot of fun. Like, and like being able to like hang out with friends afterwards all weekend was a really good time. And I made my Fightful debut that weekend.
Isn't that the best feeling to make your
weeds.
Fightful debut?
Yeah, we did the four of us did in the weeds, and then we because I think like Kate came on a little late, and then they like the library is like, oh yeah, your time's up. So like the big star Kate comes on, and they're like kicking us out. We were expecting to be there another hour. What?
It was Emily.
Oh, it was Emily. Sorry, it was Emily Heller.
Yeah, no good, no worries.
I was thinking about the other time I was in Toronto. I was with Joel. But yes, the Emily Heller. Like, Emily Heller comes on and with literally is there for 5 minutes before like, oh yeah, your time's up in the library from where we were doing the show. And like poor Emily, like they had to wrap up super quick. But yes, it was a good time. Everyone had to suffer with me, Zach, JPJ, Matt Viviani was hanging out with us too. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I really had fun that weekend.
I don't want to brag or make you all jealous and put you all to shame, but numerous times this year, I went for wings with Sheik Akbar Shabazz. So you know what? You guys can do all your Summer Slams and your Revolutions. I watched Sheik Akbar Shabazz pound 4 plates of wings in about 8 minutes. So you know what? Again, I'm playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers.
When is Spencer going to put that on an LPW event? Like,
yeah,
dude, all jokes aside, that dude can eat. Like, he's one of those like eat this half cow in an hour and get it for free. He's one of those guys. But like, just he's got like a taco eating championship. He can put it away.
I love it. I love it.
So what was like, as we wound up the year, what was like some of the people's favorite matches they saw this year?
Sting
the main
and Darby
event
Allin versus the Young Bucks.
I'm so
and
jealous.
Bryan versus Nigel at Grand Slam.
Oh yeah, that
I was thinking about the Sting retirement earlier today, actually. I was like, you know what? That was probably the last time I'll see a wrestler who's been wrestling longer than I've been alive retire. That was probably the last time that's going to happen. Man, Sting. Oh, I miss him.
The Rock and Roll Express is still going in GCW.
That's
true.
That's true.
What year were you born? When did Jeff Jarrett start? We got to crunch some numbers here.
Okay, well, one of the last times, not necessarily very last.
Yeah.
Yes, his very important announcement on Wednesday.
Yeah. It would be funny if it's Kimmy Sokol has retired. That is my Jeff Jarrett announcement.
That is my Jeff Jarrett.
My good friend Kimmy Sokol.
I would laugh. I think that would
the
be
main
the
event. The main event of the Dynamite that was here in Edmonton was Brody King and Adam Copeland in like a streety fight. That was pretty good. Again, I didn't go to many shows besides the ones that I worked. So like I can list off all the great LPW matches, but we've beaten that to death. But yeah, that one stuck out. And just, yeah, all the great stuff LPW did this year. And continuing into next year, January 24th, Oil Rumble. January 31st, we're back on IWTV for Cool Beans. I just got to sell it. Got to sell it, right, Spencer? Spencer right now is like, yeah, Boris, you know, you're playing chess. I'm going to sell this.
You did see something very cool. It was, in fact, right next to you at the commentary table. And this little thing right here.
That it's funny. I turned into a like kind of a big mark because Kushida came out and gave the title, and it was put on the table next to me, and I just kind of reached over it because I just wanted to touch it. Just I know it sounds like silly and markish, but like I've never touched like an IWGP like a New Japan title. So that was kind of cool. I snapped that picture. Deceptively heavy, those titles too. Like the junior titles look kind of small, but the belt was deceptively heavy, and I just snapped that picture as a little bit of a memento. I thought about throwing it in my bag and putting it behind me, but I think I probably would have got busted.
I would not.
Great match too. Great match.
Yeah. There is a picture of me with the granted the newer one, which everyone doesn't like, but the IWGP heavyweight title when I met Switchblade Jay White at the IWS show.
That ruled.
Yeah. And I legitimately, I think from one of the pictures I have cropped out Jay White, and it's just me holding the IWGP heavyweight title, as I am canonically a former he defended it by proxy for me. I was the champion I was the ghost champion, the secret champion, and Switchblade Jay White was the heavyweight champion for that one. That was the agreement we struck up.
Solid work. No.
Poor Jay White.
Yeah, he definitely ate.
Poor Jay White. He didn't meet me once this year.
I did. No, I did actually.
Yeah, you know you're gonna say somebody just like, yeah, actually, brunch before this, Jay White.
I was stuck in a room with him and Tony Storm for 3 hours. It was a wonderful time. We were shit.
But how many wings did you eat with Sheik Akbar Shabazz? I believe the scoreboard says 0.
Touche.
Yeah.
Forgive me. I'm like multitasking. I shouldn't be so rude.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, boo. And I spoke all softly at the beginning to deal with your hangover.
Oh, wasn't it your birthday yesterday?
I mean, come on, who doesn't love
Thank you.
that face? How can you not look at that and be like, that's where I want to be tonight?
It's true. I aged despite my best efforts yesterday.
Oh, man. Well, I'm trying to find a machine that I could clone myself, so maybe you could clone yourself to just be younger.
Oh, I like that.
Please
let me know if you make any advancements in this technology.
I definitely will. I have no skills to do that, but
sort of like they've been doing in movies, like with the Scorsese movie that they put on Netflix, where they de-age like De Niro and everyone. It's super weird.
Oh, The Irishman.
The Irishman, yeah, where they de-age everyone, and they've been doing it more in movies. It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's like a weirdly like the weirdly polished face.
I want, if you want to age someone, put them in a bad wig. It always works. We all
and a backwards cap. Backwards cap.
Yes.
Robert De Niro looks 17 again. Yeah, Kimmy is actually 78 years old. But the second the backwards cap comes off, you see every bit of it.
Yes.
Friends, sorry to interject. I just got a message. Boris is de-aging himself as well.
Yeah.
I have to make
hello,
a bit of
fellow
an
youngsters. Skibbity toilet. I don't know what that means, but I know kids say it. No cap.
No cap.
Yeah. Yes, I have to make a firm exit. Follow me at Smartmouth on any social media platform you can think of. Kimmy, it was great to stream with you before the retirement.
Yes.
See you
Happy
tomorrow.
belated, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, friends, have a great stream. I will see you soon.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
God, I'm
What
glad
else
he's
do we do
gone.
on this
Jeez. I want to talk really quickly about something that's really. I love Zach. Zach knows I'm just busting balls. Last night, WWE Vault streamed footage never before released. It's a bit of a lost media holy grail for me, being a big ECW fan. But they streamed footage of the 2006 WWE ECW show at the ECW Arena. If that's something that's interesting to you, definitely go on to Vault on YouTube and check it out. It was unique. It was funny watching the fans chant "This show sucks," and then Paul Heyman comes out and they all freak out. And it was a very interesting watch. I quite enjoyed it. So definitely check that out if that's something you're into.
I don't think I've ever seen any of the Vault videos. They're all over my Twitter timeline of people being like, "Oh my God, you got to check this out."
Yeah, they're busting out a lot of really, really good stuff. This morning they put up the Randy Orton Evolution of a Predator DVD release. Yeah, lots of stuff on there you can check out if you're old like me.
Poorly
What's
titled DVD. That is a poorly titled DVD.
I think that's Diddy's next album too.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Just oof.
Then again, I'm the one on the internet in the shower, so what am I talking about?
We have video proof of this happening.
Yeah. And for free. Come on now. That's monetized.
Yeah, you didn't even
right
put it
there.
behind not even behind a paywall.
You know, I'm like a drug dealer. You give them that first taste for free, and then when they want more, all of a sudden it's like, well,
Only
$19.99 a month.
yeah. Give me 10 bones.
Ooh.
All right, are we done here? Can I go watch football?
This isn't my show.
I thought every show was your show.
Yeah.
You know what? That's pretty accurate. Not gonna lie.
Who do the Eagles play today? They're
currently playing. It's not a good game. I do have it on in the background. Both teams are playing their backup quarterbacks. I'm in hell. I'm not enjoying this. They're playing the Cowboys, and they're.
I decided to be a Raiders fan, so I've been in hell all season. Yeah. But I have merch now for Christmas, so I can't go back now.
Yeah, but yes. That will do it for Kimmy's second to last show. And it's not actually, guys. She's going to be doing last shows. She's going to be selling merch. Kimmy's last show for reals. Just working us, brother. Just working us.
She clones herself. She'll be doing twice as many shows.
And then 10 years down the line, be like, the Kimmy final show spectacular.
You know, Mick Foley just announced he's doing it's like a 40-year reunion, or like 40 years of his like career. Yeah. So he's doing a whole like stage show. And I was like, oh shit, buddy, I might hit you up for some tickets for that. But I'm like, why do we need to celebrate 40 years of you? What haven't we heard yet?
In all fairness, I've been to two of his shows. One of them was at the Just for Laughs, the very very famous Just for Laughs comedy festival, and like he even said like it meant a lot being booked on that, and he learned a lot from like another comedian that night. But also on the second time he did like a year or two ago, I think 2 years ago, he did another stand-up show here. Both the times very good. Like it is good. Yeah, his stories are very funny.
Oh, his show, yeah, he did one here at the Comedy Club at West Edmonton years ago as well. And yeah, very captivating. Like if you're a wrestling fan, it's right up your alley. But he just got great stories, and Mick's so likable that it's a good way to spend a couple hours for sure.
Yeah,
maybe I will hit him up for some tickets on. Shit,
I'd recommend checking it out for sure. It's always a good time, and you bust Al Snow's balls, and you get a few laughs. It's definitely fun.
That's his bestie. He loves that guy.
He like definitely has like watching him like from a few years ago to like a couple years ago. He's definitely tightened his stuff up and gotten a lot better and like more confident.
Well, he's also older.
Yeah, but like it was a skill he definitely wanted to hone, and like he has gotten really tight. Like I greatly enjoyed his stuff. But yeah,
old people are awesome.
I love working with him. He's a very nice man.
Mick Foley, like legitimately, there's like 1,000 Mick Foleys by me. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, and the reason I'm here, like truly, like every time I have a chance, I go to meet him because he's very much my favorite wrestler of all time. Yeah. But I'll start with Boris before I give Kimmy the final exit, the last bow, which will be her name of her special in 3 years. And she booked 1,000 people to work it. Daniel Garcia versus somebody like
A to
Maybe
be
I'll book
original.
you.
yeah, it'll be a tag match in the main event. Everyone's gonna be crying. They're like, I can't believe this is Kimmy's last match. And be like, psych, I'm gonna show up with Sting for some reason a few months later. With the thing that no one wants.
No, she's gonna be like Onita, dripping in blood and screaming in the
Yeah.
microphone forever. It's gonna be awesome.
Boris, where can the people see you this week? And where they can find you on socials.
Last night on Saturday Night Love, Andy Anderson was my guest, and we watched our really fun match that he and I had in 2018 at the PWA 17th anniversary show. It's on demand on Twitch right now. If you go check that out, it was fun. Wednesday night, I will be watch-alonging Dynamite, and then next Saturday Night Love will be back on Twitch at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I have no idea who my guest is. I've got some things that I'm working on. January 24th, we are back in the big house, Rogers Center Place, whatever it's called, for the Oil Rumble 2. January 31st, we are back on IWTV for Cool Beans. If you're not in the Edmonton area, you can check that out, 7 o'clock Mountain, 9 o'clock Eastern. If you're here in town, get your tickets. It's going to be a barn burner. We're burning the barn, baby. BB Boris on the X, BB Boris 1 on the Threads and the Instagram, and I'm on Blue Sky somehow. I don't know, Butterfly, whatever.
Butterfly, whatever.
Hashtag Butterfly, whatever.
Kimmy, God, I hope this ends soon. I can only say goodbye so many times and mean it. Kimmy, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Kimmy_Sokol. You can follow me on Instagram at Kimmy.Sokol. You can follow me on Blue Sky at KimmySokol.social, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Butterfly, whatever.
Yeah, Butterfly, whatever. You can see me here on Tuesday for Firmly WWE. I'm the first ever guest they've ever had on that show. So see me here on Tuesday. And that'll be my last pod, unless someone's going to book me Tuesday night.
So, no
Never
disrespect
gonna end,
intended.
Kimmy.
Kimmy, no disrespect intended, but I don't know you very well. Why are you stepping away? Is there a story I'm not aware of? And if this isn't a story you want to tell, feel free to tell me to shut up.
She killed a man and is going to be going on for trial.
That did not happen. That did not happen.
Robbed some banks, actually. She robbed a bunch of banks.
No. There's some people within the business that need to see me make some sacrifices to take the next step in the con agent world, and this was one of them, because the two worlds can't coexist, Boris.
Okay.
You can't be in media and then find out scoops, apparently. Not that I'm Scoops McGee, but apparently you can't do that, and people don't trust you. So
fair enough. Okay, that makes sense.
And as for me, you can follow me at CartSandyG on Blue Sky, on all the socials, really. And you can catch me back here next Sunday on the Brunch Gimmick for Boris. For I'm sure it's going to be another 32 times before we finally have this. God, I'm going to be so happy when it's finally over. And I don't have to turn on a show and just Kimmy's there. They're like, guys, thank you so much. I can't believe you guys mean so much for me, how you're all paying respects to me on my final podcast. And it's not actually my final podcast. But again,
Kimmy, I'm looking for an agent.
Are you looking for an agent? I might be able to
am now.
Kimmy, it's been great working with you the few times I've got you. You're very talented at this. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're gonna all miss you, but also stop with the 32 remaining podcasts.
Tell people to stop booking me.
It will never end. And for everyone in the chat, thanks, Kyle. Sandia, always coming in from Germany. They're amazing. Peggy, thank you so much for hanging out. We will see you back here next week. Same time, same place. Outro music.